Good morning, children. Welcome back to the class. So, we were studying about the natural disasters. So, I already explained what is natural disasters and what are the defects and what is earthquake and the flood. So, today we'll study once again floods. So, what is floods? So, floods occur when due to heavy rainfall. Heavy rainfall, the level of water in the river rises above the banks. The rivers then overflow and submerge the surrounding areas. In India, floods occur during monsoon when there is heavy rain. When there is a sudden flooding of water due to a cloud burst or heavy rain, it is called flash floods. Okay, children, I already explained to you what is flood. So many times, now 2 years back or even 1 year back, just recently we have heard how the floods take place. So floods will take place due to the heavy rainfall. Due to the heavy rainfall, the floods will take place. Of course, when the floods will take place, when the level of the water rises, the level of the water in the river or in the sea or in the lake, wherever it rises, automatically the flow of the water will increase. Flow of the water will increase. So that is how the floods takes place. So especially the floods will take place, the place or areas which are already merged with a lot of water, merged with a lot of water, and the places like downal area, those places mostly are prone to take the floods. So of course you know that you and me also we know very simple common logic. Of course the floods will take place when there are heavy rainfalls. Of course in our two last years plus this year also we experienced the floods. Okay, this year it was not much, but last year all people were terrified. People were afraid if at all the whole place flooded with water. What is the condition of the places, people and the houses and all the properties on the crops. So that is what this time also it was not much, but there are places those are affected by this flooding. So flood, of course, we lose lot of properties. We lose our houses. We lose people. So these are all risky. These are all very risky. We do not know when the flood comes, when the level of the water rises. We do not know what to do, where to go, how to handle the situation. So therefore, if the places are all the time, if the places especially known for flooding, such places or the such areas, if at all, seems to be at a dangerous point. So people, the responsible people or those who are in charge or authorities, people what they do, they take the precautions. They take the precautions and help the people to move to the safer places. Move to the safer places and see to that these people will be provided with the many things, provided with all the necessary graces, necessary things, how long they stay in given places. So this all there needs to be looked out by the people, those are really working for the people. So the rivers then overflow and submerge the surrounding areas. Of course, you know, once the water starts overflowing, They of course occupy all the places and they submerge all the surroundings areas. So especially in India, the floods occur during the monsoon when there are heavy rains. So usually as we have seen, of course only during the monsoon we face the flooding system. That is not all the time or every year, but when there is too much of heavy rain, all the everywhere it is raining and the important rivers are overflowing because rivers have been connected from place to place or rivers to rivers. Such areas, such places or such rivers when they overflow, they submerge all the areas and leave areas affected. So these are all causes or the reasons when the flood takes place. There are many effects of floods cause huge damage to life and property. So of course the flooding takes place, but it is not only takes place, but it leaves people in dangerous because there will be many people will be affected by this flood. People go days together without food, without proper shelter, without the house, without the proper clothing, because when the water rises, when the water enters into the houses or the surroundings areas, people do not know, people only worry about their safety. So therefore what happens, people leave everything and they go to the safer places. So there what happens, there what happens, so these are what. So first we have the crops get washed away. The crops get washed away, first point. Of course, when the water enters the field and the farm and everywhere, the crops, whichever the crops have been grown by the farmers, everything will be washed away. Everything will be washed away in a sense. The crops will collapse, the crops will fall to the ground, and full water will submerge the place, and the crops start to rotting, crops start getting spoiled. So that is how the crops will be getting washed away. This is will be one of the biggest loss for all the farmers. Then the second one, the transport and communication gets affected. Of course, even transport also. You must have heard last time when the flood was taken place, the people of the other side of people were not allowed to come this side, and this side people are not allowed to move that side. That is because of the transport. Because when the flood has taken place, so all the roads will be blocked, all the rivers will be overflowing, the bridges will be overflowing. So there will be lot of disasters, lot of dangerous situations will be there. So therefore what they will do, till the water level comes down, the transport also will have a bit problems, and even people will have difficulties to travel. Even the communication gets affected. Of course, the towers whichever we have been helped, the satellites will be disturbed, and the communication gets means there won't be the net. There will be net problem, network problem, and automatically the falling of the trees and that this and all the wires will be cut off. So like that there will be so many problems due to this. Even the communication gets affected. So third point is that there is a shortage of food and drinking water. Of course, the through which river people will be supplying the water, that water will be polluted with many other things. So that is how even the people will have the difficulties of drinking water. So people find a lot of difficulties in finding the drinking water because water will not be proper. So people find very difficult to have even food and water because there will not be ways to go and supply the food, and there are no any such facilities where people can cook and eat. So that is how it affects. The fourth point is that flood hit areas gets affected due to the outbreak of diseases like the cholera, diarrhea, malaria, and dengue. So, of course, why this sickness will take place, why these diseases will outbreak. Of course, when the during the flood, so-called the animals will die, the people will die, so some things will be washed out. So this all body of the animals and the body of the human being, with those who are washed away with the water. So this they will be rotten, and the worms will be there, the smelling, the stinginess, whatever must be. So what happens? So that will affect the water. That will affect the water, and people will use the same water to drink and have bath for the food and other thing. And once the water comes down, so this area will be affected by the very severe diseases like a cholera, diarrhea, and malaria and other dengue, because all insects will sit on the body of the dead animals and the dead person and other things, and so that is how the diseases will spread out. Okay, Sila, so these are the flood and the damage that will be caused by the flood to the properties. Okay, so please go to the lesson, read the lesson, and let us continue the lesson. Please keep in touch with the reading of the lesson. Okay, children.